Guys, like what am I doing? What am I doing with more Amazon boxes? Like, we don't know. We literally don't know, because did I not just do another video where I was sharing an Amazon book haul, like literally not that long ago? Yes, I definitely did. So if you guys want to see lots of book hauls, make sure you subscribe, because I share new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. But we're gonna go through all of these packages. There are so many good books in here. Let's go through the small one first, because I feel like that's the easiest way to get into these packages. It's also in this like little blue wrapping, and I feel like it's easier to open. This like feels very heavy. Ooh, yes. Okay, so I picked out The Heartbeat by Therese M. Clarke. And this was actually a book that one of you guys recommended in the comments. Like, I love when you guys give recommendations, and I never heard of this book before. There's one thing about me. One thing about me that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna support a Black author, I'm gonna support a diverse read, I'm gonna support an indie author, someone who maybe isn't in Barnes & Noble, or someone who maybe isn't even in an indie bookstore, because they're literally so like underground and not known, and like, I feel like I'm always sharing books like that, or just books that like aren't maybe hyped up yet. And this is one that is called The Heartbeat, and on the back it says, is anyone ever ready for the kind of love that stops your heart? Maya Anderson only knows success: set a goal, create a plan, achieve. Everything she can control, she does, down to her color-coordinated closet. Okay, I like her. Then someone tried to kill her. What? Not as kind of strong. Now she has a new goal: stay alive. New town, new identity, no men. A decent 3-step plan to give her a fighting chance, until a run-in with a local detective with haunted green eyes leaves her vulnerable in more ways than one. Mike Shepard left his hometown in the Colorado mountains, a bruised, broken kid, vowing never to return. Yet here he is 20 years later, paying dues for the dead. He's built a life protecting the vulnerable, and as the town's newest detective, he's determined to restore trust and honor to a department recovering from decades of corruption. Truth, transparency, dedication to the law, a decent 3-step plan to give him and the town a fighting chance, until a run-in with a suspected drunk driver with the devil on her heels leaves him wanting more. Neither are ready for this, but is anyone ever ready for the kind of love that stops your heart? Guys, this looks so good. I don't even know like who this author is. I don't know why. I've never heard of this author's name before. I'm literally about to look it up, because I sometimes you guys ever just like want to put a face with the name. I feel like I need to do that, and I've never heard of this author's books before. Like, I don't know how. So this is a Black author, and she has written this book and this whole series. She also writes children's books. Guys, I'm done. Like, I am tapped in. I'm ready to read this book, and I feel like it's gonna be so good. Like, also the words look so easy to read. I can't even explain it. Like, I'm a big words person. Like, when I see that there's lots of dialogue, and that the words are like nicely spaced out, like you guys can see, I'm ready to read this. I feel like I want to add this to like next month's TBR. It just looks really good. It has a chapter playlist. Guys, okay, now I need to see like, okay, I'm also, sorry I'm like taking so long on this one book, but like literally I knew nothing about this book until you guys recommended it to me, and then I just was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it because you told me that it's good. And I feel like I trust your recs, because you guys always give me really good books. So this book has only 588 reviews only 588 ratings and 123 reviews on Goodreads. And that is, again, the beauty of like finding authors that are just like super like, I won't say underground, but like kind of. And the rating is 4.46. So yeah, I'm definitely reading this. Not that I wouldn't have regardless, but like I wanted to see like the ratings. I wanted to see just like all the things. And yeah, this has like so few ratings. So I am really excited to hop into this one. Now let's open another box. I feel like I will forever, I feel like I've shared this before, that I will forever, not forever, but like I will continue to share Amazon hauls, because like a lot of these authors are not in indie bookstores, and a lot of these authors are also not in Barnes & Noble. Like a lot of these authors you can't even really find. Like either you guys will recommend them to me, or I will like dig so deep into like the depths of TikTok to find them. Like they'll just be like a new author and the only place that maybe they're putting their book for sale is on Amazon. Now sometimes I can catch books on like bookshop.org. Like even new authors will be there sometimes, but sometimes they're not. Like sometimes like Amazon is the only place where you can purchase their books. So I do have a book from bookshop.org in this stack, which I will explain like more of what that is, but I guess I could just explain it now. But it's a online store where if you want to support indie bookstores, you can like order the book from there and then they will send the proceeds to that bookstore. I think it's a nonprofit too. So even though you're not purchasing it directly from that bookstore, like you're getting it from bookshop.org, it literally gives like an Amazon vibe because you're buying it online, you're not going in store to get it, and then they get like, I think 100% of the proceeds. So I also picked up The Fastest Way to Fall. I want to put this into a free little library. You guys know that I love filling up free libraries, and I recently shared, what did I share? I recently shared a vlog where I read for 24 hours and I read How to Fail at Flirting by this author. She writes a lot of books that have BWWM, like Black Woman, White Man, in the storyline, and I just like had never read anything of hers and loved that book like so much. And I don't normally like read relationships that are like BWWM. I think a large part because I always have this like thought in my head that like maybe the woman character isn't going to be very strong in her blackness or like love her culture, and that was definitely not true like when I read the book, so I was very happily surprised. But on the back it says Britta didn't plan on falling for her personal trainer and Wes didn't plan on Britta. Plans change. It's unclear if love, career, or both will meet them at the finish line. And I read How to Fail at Flirting, literally rated 4 stars, so good. So I'm excited to put this into a free library. I actually bought this for myself as well. But I love filling out free libraries. And then I picked up Rhythm and Muse, which I've read this before, but I'm planning on putting this into a free library because one of you guys actually said, hey, you should add more books by Black authors, but Black authors that are men, or Black authors that are writing stories about men or boys that are Black, because, you know, girls are looking in the free libraries, but so are guys too. So I wanted to add in this book because I love this book. It doesn't have any spice or anything, and it's kind of more of like a coming of age story. Darren in this, he is kind of like shy, but he likes this girl Dilly who has like a podcast, and she's looking for people to create like a track for her new podcast, like the beginning of the episodes. So he creates this track, like a really good song, and I'm calling it track like it's like the 80s or something. But he creates a song and she like loves it, but he doesn't put his name on it, so it's anonymous. So she's like, who created the song? Like, I need to know. So like she's trying to figure out who it is, and he's like nervous because he doesn't want to share that he's the person who made the song. So he's like a mystery singer. It's really good. So I'm gonna put that into a free library. And then I actually read this last month and also enjoyed this one as well. And this is one that's written by a guy, and who the main character is a guy in this as well. It's like a very good coming of age story. If you want to hear more about this, watch my reading wrap up for last month. I explained this in detail and like all my thoughts behind it, but I want to put this into a free library too. I also picked up a book that I hadn't heard of before. I can't even remember how I heard about this. I feel like it was on Instagram or Pinterest or something, I can't remember. But it's called Sideline Love, and I will link all of the books below. It just came out. It's by an indie author. She's not in Barnes or anything. It says, there's one thing that Haley Reid won't do, and that's become distracted. She doesn't have the time for it. Between classes, her barista job at Brood Beginnings, and being president of the chess club, Haley must stay focused on her goals and keep her guard up. The last thing she needs is to get dragged into the drama that is Levi Jamison, the captain of Crestwood University's hockey team. On the surface, Levi has it all. As the son of millionaires and one of the Crestwood Red Wolves' star players, he has a golden image to uphold. Struggling to maintain the facade of having a perfect life, he is crumbling under the pressure until he stumbles in Brood Beginnings the morning after a long night of partying. Levi can't get Haley out of his mind, but Haley says she would rather scorch the earth than be dragged into the chaotic life of a star athlete. So Levi skates his way into chess lessons from Haley, forcing them to face off in more ways than one. This looks so cute. Like and also the words in this are really big. Again, I'm like a big word person. So very excited to read this. And I think it's her debut book too. Like literally, like it's brand new, and she's like never written anything. And I think I just saw it like on a Instagram post or something, and I just was like, yep, I'm buying it. I'm gonna support this author. I also got this book, All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. One of you guys actually said that this book is similar vibes to My Dark Vanessa, which is a literary fiction book that I recently read, and I actually shared a video of me reading literary fiction for a week, and you guys know I love romance and love thrillers, so that's not normally what I read, but I really, really enjoyed it. So I kind of wanted more books with a similar feel to that because I rated that book 4 stars. And I'm a pretty harsh rater. Like, I feel like there's just so many books in the world that, like, to me, most books are mid. Like, most books are probably 3.5 stars or 3 stars, which is mid to me. Not bad, not great. It's just kind of like throwing on, like, your favorite TV show, or not favorite, throwing on a TV show that, like, is good in the moment and it's giving you what you need in the moment, but maybe it's not the best thing you've ever seen. I feel like those are like the mid books, and that's most books, but I really enjoyed My Dark Vanessa. It was a 4-star read for me, so someone said I should read this, and it says, love knows no boundaries, a beautiful and provocative love story between 2 unlikely people and the hard-won relationship that elevates them above the Midwestern meth lab backdrop of their lives. All the ugly and wonderful things challenges all we know and believe about the human heart. Don't even know what it's about, but it looks good. And one of you guys recommended it to me and said it gives a similar vibe. So I feel like I can trust your judgment. And then I have the book from bookshop.org, and I gave the proceeds to, I can't even remember who I gave it to. Oh wait, actually this one isn't from bookshop.org. I literally thought that it was. And now that I'm opening it, it's literally not. I picked up the Kennedy Ryan exclusive edition that was from Barnes & Noble, and I ordered it whenever, I pre-ordered this. Whenever Kennedy Ryan posted on her Instagram, she said, hey, there's like a special edition copy. This one has, I think, like, I don't know, different colored, what's it called? Different colored flowers here or something. I don't know. Y'all, I just be supporting these authors because I love them so much. And I wanted to pre-order this from Barnes so I could get the special edition copy. I think I'm gonna put this one into a free library as well because I got an ARC from her, so I got an early copy of this book, but then I also got that signed by her whenever I went to her book signing. So I don't think that I'm going to, like, whenever I reread that book, whenever that day comes, because I loved it, it was a 5-star read for me. Whenever I reread it, I don't think I'm gonna reread anything other than the book that I initially read. That was the ARC that she signed. But this book is so beautiful. It gives like self-love vibes. The main character is in a relationship that is like honestly the worst, and she ends up having to learn how to stand on her own 2 feet. And while she's doing that, she solo dates with herself, and she like learns to love herself. And I feel like I've never read a romance where the main characters are, or the main character is not solely focused on a relationship, and she's focused on the relationship with herself and not like with another partner. There is a love interest in this, like, don't worry, but it is, I feel like, a very unique concept that you don't see a lot in romance. And I think that people who don't normally read romance would also enjoy it because there's so much of a focus outside of the romance too. And then I have this box right here. So many books! Guys, I just get so excited just opening these together. So these, oh my gosh, there's more books. These books are more books that are not like super hyped up. I'm pretty sure that this book has like 200 reviews on Goodreads. Like, I'm pretty positive. So again, another reason to get it from Amazon. Like, you can see the back is like the words are really big. Which I feel like always pulls me in. It says, Finding My Way Out of Darkness, a story of unconditional love, and it's by Brianna Michelle. It says, Special Ops Agent Brian McClane finds himself teaming up with the FBI to end the sex trafficking ring in the city. He doesn't expect to see his first love, Michaela Scott, after so many years. The one that got away, and he's reminded of the fact that she doesn't remember the time they spent together. Brian is determined to help Michaela not only gain her freedom, but win her heart in the process. I think I saw someone like talking about this on TikTok and saying that they were like absolutely obsessed with it. So I cannot wait to read this. Wow. Guys, the foreword of this is so good. We're taught as young girls not to shine too brightly or speak our minds because that's being sassy. We're made to feel uncomfortable in our own clothes by having to change out of revealing clothes, quote unquote revealing clothes, because the creepy uncle is coming over. We are taught to not wear red nail polish because then we'll be labeled as fast. We're taught to not wear our hair straight because then we are seen as being too grown. It's our fault for being sexually assaulted because we shouldn't have drank too much. We should have thought about what we were wearing before we went out for the night. Our young girls are runaways instead of victims. We don't get the news coverage. We don't get the grace to make mistakes. We don't get to cry. We don't get to say no. The world continues to take and take and take from us, never concerned with the fact that we already give everything we have and it's still never enough. Well, I'm tired of the world taking from me without putting up a dang fight. If it's a battle they want, then it's a war they'll get. The silence, oh, this is the prologue, not the forward. The silence that surrounded me reminded me of the fact that I was truly alone in this world. Anyone who had ever meant something to me was gone. The woman who brought me into this world was taken by the deadliest disease that showed no mercy for anyone. It didn't discriminate against whom it selected to consume. It didn't matter that they were stealing my mom from me, that I wasn't finished with her yet. She had yet to teach me how to navigate puberty or find the perfect shade of red lipstick for my deep sienna lips that matched my entire body. It was hard to not have her by my side to save me from him. It was all because of him that I was on the road of destruction in the first place. No one batted an eye when I disappeared from my school, church, or friends, even if I only had one. He made me think I was going to college, but no one knew that would be the last time anyone from my world would ever see me again. This looks so good. This looks so... Guys, I'm literally like, I'm reading this ASAP. I don't care. I'm throwing out my TBR like I'm reading this ASAP. And I think I saw someone rate this on Goodreads. Like, I'm pretty sure the rating on Goodreads is like super high. My way out of, I'm pretty sure, like I kid you not, like I feel like I looked this up and I think the rating was like so high. Yeah, so the rating, there are only 79 ratings and 25 reviews and it's a 4.32. Guys, that is so high, especially for like only a few reviews. This is wild. Absolutely wild. This book looks so good. Can't wait to read it. I also picked up Save Her For Me by Cami. On the back, this one says, Janae Jackson lives her life unapologetically. People are going to think what they want, so she chooses to live with no regrets. Let them talk. While her best friend is hopelessly in love, she wants no parts of it. Money is the motive, and love doesn't pay any bills. After the love of his life left him at the altar, Wisdom Graham swore he'd never return home. However, a major opportunity puts him right back in Jonah Hills. He wasn't looking for love, but when the fiery, outspoken beauty steps into his life, he finds himself smitten. Past relationships and family secrets are exposed, threatening to destroy everything they've built. Will Janae allow Wisdom to prove her wrong about love, or will the trauma from her past keep her running from the very thing she needs? That sounds so good. And this is another one that I'm pretty sure has like super high ratings on Goodreads. Also only a few reviews on Goodreads, which y'all know that I literally like dig so deep for these books. This has 571 ratings, 56 reviews on Goodreads, and a 4.68 rating on Goodreads, y'all. And this isn't even an author that's like big. Like, she doesn't even, I think that she has, same with the other ones, like I don't think she has like a ton of like popular books. Like, I literally had to dig for her. Yeah, she has 101 followers on her author profile on Goodreads. So like she still is relatively small, and her biggest, like one of her books that has the most ratings on it has 1,004. So literally I cannot wait to read this. I am so excited. I just love finding books that are like not hyped up yet. I love, like, imagine you writing a book and like no one reads it, you know what I mean? Like, I love being that person that's like, no, this is good. Like, this is so good, you need to read it. Like, and telling all my friends, family, and all the things. So I will forever support like new authors, diverse reads, all the things. I also picked up Off the Deep End by Lucinda Berry. Lucinda Berry is a thriller author, and I love, absolutely love her books. They always keep me on the edge of my seat. They always have like a little twist, and they're always kind of like messed up. So this one says survivor's guilt or guilty survivor. Therapist turned stay-at-home mom, Jules Hart's idyllic suburban life shatters when she crashes her car into an icy lake. Her son and another teenage boy plunge into the water with her, but Jules can only manage to save one, the wrong one. Reeling from the death of her son, Jules spirals into violent and unstable mental state. wow, it literally says at the bottom, is Isaac the victim of a dangerous killer who's been targeting boys in the Midwest? Or is someone else pulling the strings in this deadly game? Y'all, this just looks so freaking good. And I also picked up The Landlord by Brandon Massey, which is supposed to be another really good thriller. I've never read anything from this author, but it looks like a really good one. The last box is actually a ton of books that were sent to me, and I'm really excited because they were sent to me to gift to friends. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the books that I'm gonna gift to my friends, and you guys will see in an upcoming vlog all of these books. There's so many of them. The Club by Ellery Lloyd. I'm not gonna read a lot of these because all of these are like super popular, so I feel like you've heard about a lot of them. The Last Thing You Told Me by Laura Dave. I love this book. Literally ate it up. So good. I feel like it's more of a mystery than like a thriller, but I didn't want to put it down. I finished it in 24 hours. The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine, which I heard is very similar to Frida McFadden's like The Housemaid, so I want to read this one. Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola, one of my favorites. Like, truly love this book. Like, the ending, Malachi literally gives book boyfriend. This is a very popular book, and again, I feel like so many people have read it, but there's so many who haven't, so if you haven't, you should definitely pick it up. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. This is a very heartfelt book, and this feels more like of a focus on the like healing journey that the character has than like the romance. The romance is definitely there. Untamed by Glennon Doyle. This is, I think, more of like a self-help type book, but I've heard that it's really good. Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. Apparently this is the person who owns the Parnassus bookstore, I think, in like Tennessee, which I had no idea. I think that that's like the coolest thing ever. Don't quote me on that, but like someone at my gym told me that. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. It's also, the audiobook is also done, I think, by Meryl Streep. So that is another little tidbit. And then I got Yellowface by R.F. Wong, and I feel like this is a book that so many people have read, also love, and it really talks about race, and it talks about the publishing industry, and I think that this will be a great one. And then for myself, I have The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Booley, and one of you guys actually recommended to me, you said that I should read more books by Indigenous authors, and I'm like, yeah, you are absolutely correct. So again, I'm always looking for like more diverse reads, and I feel like whenever you guys give me recommendations, it's great, but also I look up books myself, and whenever you guys like made one of those little suggestions, I was like, totally, I'm gonna go pick up this book because I've heard that it's a really great book to read about a culture that I am not a part of, but I would love to learn more about. So again, I'm always wanting to read diverse reads, and I feel like I also support different authors, indie authors, and like I just love sharing those recommendations with my friends. And yeah, so we have so many books here, and I can't even explain how excited I am to read these, especially the ones that are by authors that literally aren't even hyped up yet, but now so many of you guys know about them, and I hope that these Amazon hauls, or just like my hauls in general, always give you inspiration for books that like maybe you haven't heard of before, because there's so many incredible authors out there that aren't being hyped up that I want us to hype up. And like, yeah, the great like popular books are incredible, but there are also so many out there that like we haven't found yet. And so I hope to be the person who can help put you on to some of those. So these are all the books that we picked up, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys will come back for another one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.